right now I have this statically generated. I'm going to add, I should say, username, and we're going to do it through the tweet. We're going to grab the user.name, and the same is true for our username. So through the tweet, user.username, and then our tweet's still intact. So if all goes right, nothing should change, but that's getting generated randomly. Not randomly, dynamically, I'm sorry. So great, because we have our Rails there. That's all set up. So if I were to really test this theory, I could sign out. I'll probably do that with the UI next. So why don't I update our application layout to add all of our sign in, sign out stuff, just to make our lives easier here. So like I said before, we're going to come back to this. We have a sign up link already here. It's not pointing to anything yet. So all this stuff I want to actually check to see if the user signed in first. So we'll actually do if user signed in, and this comes from Devise. It's a helper, as I mentioned before. This will be an end, and in here we want to kind of repeat code, which doesn't feel very dry, but it's pretty cool because it doesn't render if it's not actually true. So let's go to the current username, and we can get that by grabbing the current user.name, and then we can, let's say if they click on their name, they can go to their edit user registration path, which is, again, if you run rake routes, you can see that as a path, possible path, and then is info. And then we'll close that tag. When you grab a current user, if you actually use this in production, make sure you check beforehand if they're signed in. If they're not, it will error out and you will have a bad day. So that I've learned that in the past of working with this, that it can be troublesome if you don't check first. So always check if the user signed in. Okay, so link to log out. So this is if they're signed in, this whole block. So I'm going to go to log out, and we'll do destroy user session path. This is going to be kind of like a delete button almost. We're deleting the session. So to do that, we actually want to return a method, delete, and we'll give it a class of button and is info as well. And these buttons are going to be the blue color, but when you hover over them, they'll be slightly darker blue color. So I want them to just appear as links when we look at them. Okay, so if, and then end. Actually, we don't want to end there. We want to else. So if they're not signed in, we do these: sign up and sign in. I'm going to just copy and paste these. Sign in. This will lead to a new user session path. And sign up will lead to new user registration path. Registration path. Great. So in essence, don't forget this, end tag. Great, okay. So for the user signed in, at this point, hey, I'm signed in, so you can see my username and I can log out. So I can log out by clicking that. I'm logged out. Now I can see the sign in and sign up buttons. If I sign in, I'm redirected to the user sign in path. So I believe I did Andy Web Crunch, log in, and now I'm in. If I go to the edit user, you see all my information here. If you want to change your password, you can do so, and you can also cancel your account here as well. So that's pretty cool. That's all out of the box with Devise. Obviously, I've customized it here to work with Bulma, but that's essentially the user model going on here. So then we're pulling in our user information on the tweets as well. And next up, I want to add specific areas that if the user signed in, I don't want to see this trends thing. I want to see my profile stuff, or vice versa with some other controls over here. If I'm logged out, I shouldn't be seeing these controls, you know. That should only be user related stuff. So let's touch on that first. So the actual tweet itself, let's figure out, you know, we'll check if the user signed in. I'll go to the feed. I have that open actually. And we'll go right above here and just check with Rails if user is signed in. Oh, we're not writing PHP today. Then we'll have another end right here. Why is it there though? I'm curious. I think I wrote that wrong. I'm using notes right now. I think it should be actually after that nav. So we're checking if the user's signed in basically. If they are, then they can edit this. If they're not, then they shouldn't see this at all. And I typed that wrong. User signed in, or did I? Oh, I forgot the question mark. Duh. Okay, great. So those controls no longer show. If I sign in, they should, right? They do. Great. So essentially that's, you know, what we want out of a user account. We want controls that are in view when they're logged in and out of view when they're not. So great. The same is true for this left side. So I think I'm going to work on that side next. We also need to check, actually, I don't want a person who isn't logged in to be able to tweet. That wouldn't make sense, right? So we can do that same check here, because this is our actual tweet form. Typing this wrong. User signed in. We'll do that. And I'm just going to put it on the article. So we'll put an end here. So at this point, we'll just see the tweets, the public facing tweets, which is what I want public. Anyone can see tweets, but they can't author them. Great. All right, let's touch on the trends section over there. What I'm going to end up doing is modifying my index file to have a few more partials that are going to be just different types of layout. So our index file is going to have this going on, but we want to check for a profile. If a user's logged in, I want them to see their profile. Otherwise, they can see this trends thing. So I'll do a if user signed in question mark. We'll actually do an else render trends, and then we'll do end. Okay, great. So in between this if statement, we can render the profile stuff. So let's just build this out. I don't have it built yet. Let's add it. So I can go and make a partial called profile. And I'll refer to template here. It's quite a bit of stuff, so bear with me here, guys. All right, so right here we're going to add our current user, and it's going to be their name. And we checked on the index page, so I don't need to do the if user signed in on this page. Since it's a partial, it's getting injected into the other page, so we're all good there. So current user.username will show in these small tags, and then I'll keep going down. So bear with me again. All right, so this block is going to be kind of a analytics side of things. So I'm not going to hook into all this because we don't have some of the functionality built into this, like how many followers and stuff. So I'm just going to get the tweet count for now. So you can grab that tweet count by getting the current user's tweet, and it will actually be threes. Do the same there, and you can get that by just doing the dot notation to count, so you can always get the number of records there. So this will end up looking, I believe, let me sign in, it should display. Looks like I got something wrong here. Tweet.count. What do you mean? Oh yeah, tweets. I think. Yeah, there we go. So essentially we have this little analytics kind of thing. It's actually showing how many tweets I have. If I make a second one, it will show 2. So great. Maybe homework for you, maybe to implement doing the following thing. How would you go about adding following functionality into that? I think you would need to look up or consider looking up how to extend the user role with Devise, and how to kind of have other users relate to users in a sense. So I think that's how that would work. I'm not sure how I would implement it at the moment because I haven't done it, but that's at least a start for you. I forgot a break tag here, which is all that's making these into a new line. For now, it's just temporary. Great, so we essentially have the bigger part of the functionality done. You'll notice when I sign out, the trends is back. When I sign in, I have my analytic kind of view going on. Cool, so that's kind of exactly what we're going for. So the really last thing I want to kind of hone in on is the gravatar stuff, and I found this pretty useful in my own projects. Some guy created I forget his name, he created a repo that allows you to do this stuff. It's essentially just like a typical Rails image tag, but it has this kind of shorthand notation for it. So anywhere we have these placeholders, I'm going to go ahead and update at this point with this tag, which if you check out the gem, I installed it first. You can see all the parameters and stuff you can pass in if you want to customize this to your own liking. But I'm going to just go right like this. Current user.email. Again, we're doing that check here, so I can use current user freely. We'll do size 64. And the alt, always use an alt tag on your images. Current user.name, just for that. So we need to also get this down inside of our tweet loop, and this one's going to be a bit different because we're inside the loop. So instead of current user, we'll go actually get the tweet dot user, since those are related now. And same here. And I believe that's all for this view. We have more in the profile view, one here. And that one's going to be basically a copy of what we have over here. Current user. Boom. So I copied and pasted that in. And I believe that should do it, guys. So let's double check. Do I have a gravatar? That's the next question. Double check there's a URL. Image is 60. It looks like it's not outputting, so something's up right now. Let's see if we got any errors. Doesn't look like it. Maybe I'll restart the server for safety's sake. Okay. So let's see. So I should be able to grab the, oh, I know what it is. I forgot the equal signs. Gosh. Gotchas. They'll get you every time. So don't forget that, because otherwise it will not output. I'm just testing you guys. That's what's really going on. Did you catch it? There we go. My profile image, if you get what I mean there. Awesome. So we essentially built a Twitter clone here. You can go to this show view. If you want to customize this view, you can. I don't know that you need to. I think I added some just for some sugar, some markup to that file. If I didn't, don't sue me. It's not a big deal otherwise. The same is true for the editing file. Maybe I added some stuff here. I did actually, so I'm gonna just copy and paste that in so you guys can see it real quick. So we'll go to the edit file. I'll pull up my working directory here. Tweets, edit, grab this, copy it in, and I'm gonna change this tweet. I used a different tweet for this actual project. Tweets path needs to be 3 E's. Great. I believe that should do it. Let's go back to the browser, verify. There we go. So it just basically adds some classes, centers it, and makes it all pretty. Same with new. Let's do that real quick too. So let's go to new. Grab that code. Go into new. Paste that in. Change our model name. Great. Boom. So you can essentially compose a new tweet on the new path or do it right here. I think to make this a little more realistic, I want the tweet to go to this. I want this button to link to this page. And we can actually set the field on our form to autofocus if we want to. I think it's autofocus true. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so if I refresh, it's already focused. Great. But I want that new button in our header to go to the root path essentially, instead of the new tweet path here. So we can just say either tweets path or root path. So in essence, it should just kind of redirect to itself, and it focuses on that tweet box. We author a new tweet. Hello from Twitter. Awesome. So that one's good to go. I'm gonna log out and maybe sign up as a different user. So I'll do web, I don't know, John Smith. J Smith, Smitty. We'll do J Smitty because that's cool. John Smith at email.com. So we haven't talked about validation. Like, I would probably put that as something that you can't sign up as if we're going to do that. Won't get into that on this video because this one's gone long enough, but we may talk about that on future apps that we build as we go on, because it's super important. So we'll do J Smitty in the house, y'all. That's totally what J Smitty would say. Awesome. So it's getting this default gravatar because I don't think that's a person. And then mine. So if I have to log out, I can see John's and mine's tweets. They're all in line. We can see trends. We don't see the profile. We see who to follow. If, like I said, for homework, maybe you can implement some more features, like maybe when these alerts show, you can do a JavaScript timeout on them so they hide after a few seconds, because they're right now, until you refresh, they're still there. Maybe implement the following process to make Twitter a reality, or even add in like the liking functionality on the tweets themselves for public facing users, instead of just, users that can log in. So what I mean is, these controls are available if you're logged in. What are some public facing tools that could be available? Like at least a like would be cool, or maybe somehow implement the retweeting thing. That's a possibility, and that's kind of where Twitter started, to be honest. They started on Ruby on Rails, so it's possible. So anyways, guys, I think that wraps up this pretty long video, or a couple of videos. I'm going to try to chop these up into smaller segments so you're not stuck with a 2-hour YouTube video or something like that. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it taught you something. I learned some stuff along the way as well. So let me know about it in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next build.